While researching free LLM APIs or tools for accessing language models, I happened to find Fireworks AI. Notice how this software features over 400 models or digital designs. Each version is clearly catalogued on the dedicated model page. They feature popular AI models like Qwen, DeepSeek, Zed, and Moonshot, Minimax, and several similar models. A monthly subscription costs roughly $5 or $6. You can use these for testing, and they even support VS Code, your primary code editor. After signing in, you'll see this dashboard, which is your main control panel for the service. Notice the credits or available balance above, if you include the funds. After adding payment, you can deploy or launch them through this. Access this server, a remote computer, by consuming credits, which are digital usage units. Receive your advance credits. These retail for $5 to $6. Now, examine the playground, an interactive area for testing. Next, fine-tune or adjust the models, then deploy, launch them. Deploy or launch existing models or programs instantly. They have organized models by use cases or tasks. Notice how new AI models or smart programs like NVIDIA Gemma and Qwen are listed. Additionally, notice the button to deploy models, which launches your AI software. Refine and teach your models here. Next, use the Batch API for your group tasks. Besides that, as mentioned, this models library or storage area keeps your 3D objects neatly organized. It uses coding LLMs, computer vision, and vector embeddings. It re-ranks, reordering results, then continues. I'll now evaluate this specific unit. Is this running GLM 5.1 or Minimax AI? Next, we'll open VS Code, our code editor, to review the project files. First, ensure you install the client tool. Perhaps try KiloCode or even CodeGPT, AI tools. The Continue plugin, correct? Next, we'll navigate back to the home screen. Next, open Settings to find your API key, your unique identifier. Next, obtain your API key and access code. And please note our. Visit the Fireworks AI URL, the website. Then register. Next, navigate to Settings to generate an API key, a digital password for software, and select this. Select the API key, your digital access code, and name it. Let's create this output. Let's examine the performance metrics. After entering this API key, we access this interface to monitor our requests or server calls and track the total credits or usage units consumed here. Next, visit KiloCode with your API key, a unique access code. The provider is already connected here. Select Show More Providers, the service companies, then search for Fireworks to see the connection screen here. First, select the field. Paste your API key, a unique code. Then click Submit. Notice how the item appears, visible through the supported API key or access code we connected. I'm already inside this directory or folder to show you the invoice.pdf document once again. Next, we will start a basic project to test the functionality or features of this tool. Parse this invoice PDF to extract data. Or I can. Next, we will convert the checklist inside this folder into a standard HTML file. Next, we'll use KiloCode, our coding platform. Select the prompt or instruction, then open this section and type in Fireworks here. Notice how Fireworks AI appears on this provider list. Inside are AI models, smart programs, DeepSeek, GLM, and Kimi. First, evaluate the Minimax 2.2 and 2.7 models. Then, Qwen. Notice that various models stay hidden until you provide credit, which is the balance required to view them. Next, select GLM 5.1, our software. You might also try Minimax 2.7, which is an alternative model. Transform this marketing markdown file into HTML. Document with checkboxes, right? Save marketing files as PDF or Word. Speak Word to activate the feature. This view shows a marketing assignment. Next, we will prompt Word to create a file, transforming marketing tasks into a clickable checkbox document. Next, we can provide it to our API, the connection. We'll initiate this transaction now, hoping the gas fee, or network cost, remains about $1. Next, we'll examine the ecosystem, or the background situation. Where? This displays during the current session. The header, or top bar, shows the count from the queries we executed. Additionally, we will examine the total cost, which is the overall amount of money consumed, or spent, for this specific task. Notice that the accrued cost, or money spent, is only 2 cents, which is fine. Sending requests or commands too fast triggers a rate limit, or speed cap. Your tool must manage rate limiting, or request frequency, to prevent excessive requests. Therefore, you must simplify requests and prompts, the instructions you give, when using a free LLM API, a gateway to large language models. Otherwise, you'd exhaust tokens, usage units, despite having queries or requests. The balance, or total amount, is about 2 cents. As I move to, suppose I open this directory or folder where our files are. Next, we generate or create this document. Notice the software has now generated or created your document. They claim they did, but I cannot find them in this directory or folder, apparently. Since the document, the data record, is missing, we'll define this. This initiates a loop, which repeats the process automatically. Notice how the document, a digital file, is now created and saved. Next, I will open the folder, our storage location. Verify the document includes a checkbox, a clickable box. Notice how this achieves our intended result. They successfully retrieved the Python parser. Next, they pulled data from Markdown plaintext to build the Word document and generate this. Does this include a checklist? I will exit this document and return to the interface or workspace. Notice how this specific operation, or digital task, only cost 6 cents. The gameplay loop, or repetitive cycle, felt like constant grinding, performing identical tasks, leaving me quite undecided. Notice how Minimax seems like a basic model, or AI system, because it gets trapped in a loop, a repetitive cycle, creating extra documents, although the document is finished. I programmed a break to exit the repeating loop once the document is created. The software then recognized the file output, or document. We have successfully completed this task. With Fireworks API, I can show you if data requests or information calls were used by refreshing the analytics dashboard. Notice how no requests appear instantly, so these data transmissions might only register or record during the nightly batch update. A single request was just recorded here. I'm currently producing several more of these. Your credits, the balance, haven't refreshed. Notice how the token, or digital asset, was legitimate. Notice the data refreshing instantly in your real-time analytics. Notice how Fireworks provides $6 in credit, or virtual currency, which you can use to generate or create small projects. Next, enter the billing mode, your main checkout screen, without making changes. So this is the first. Use this API environment to test code before adding large language models.